Hi everyone, today is Tuesday, April 28th, and today we are going to learn how to multiply a decimal by a decimal using the standard algorithm. And if you watched our video yesterday about how to multiply a decimal by a whole number using the standard algorithm, then you will have an easy time today because we are using the same steps and procedures as yesterday. Okay, I'm going to highlight that there for you. So these steps are just copy and pasted from yesterday's notes into today because the steps are the same. However, both factors are decimals, so we will just be adding a little bit extra by counting decimal places into factors. So let's take a look. The first problem we have is 6 5/10 times 2 3/10. Before we begin, let's read our steps again. Step number 1. Make an estimate. Step number 2, multiply as if there are no decimals in the problem. Step number 3, go back to the factors. Count the number of decimal places in each factor. Start from the right when counting. Step number 4, move the decimal in the product the same number of places you counted in both factors. Start from the right when counting. Okay, so for our first problem, 6 5/10 times 2 3/10, you'll notice they both have decimals, okay, and they both have 2 digits, so it doesn't matter when you line them up which number you put on top or on the bottom, but first we're going to make an estimate. And we want our estimates to be whole numbers. So 6 5/10 is right smack in the middle of 6 and 7, but usually when we see a 5, we round up. So we're going to have 7, we're going to round up to 7. And 2 3/10 is closer to 2 than it is to 3. And 7 times 2 is 14. So our estimate is 14. And that'll help us see if our product to our problem is reasonable. Let's set up our multiplication problem here. So remember, you're going to multiply as if there are no decimals. So we always start in our ones place. 3 times 5 is 15. Regroup your 1. 3 times 6 is 18. Plus 1 is 19. Okay, cross out your 3. Cross out anything you regrouped and add your magic 0. Now we're going to be multiplying by tens here, so move over to your 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Regroup your 1. 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Keeping all those place values nice and lined up so we don't get confused, and then we're going to add our two partial products together. 0 plus 5 is 5. 0 plus 9 is 9. 3 plus 1 is 4. And 1 is 1. Without a decimal, this is 1,495, which is way off from 14. Okay, we have to go back to our factors and count the number of decimal places in each factor starting from the right. Okay, starting from the right, I only have to do one loop here. So that's 1 decimal place there. And now I'm going to look here. Here's another decimal place. That's another 1 decimal place. So we're going to move a total of 2 decimal places in our product. 1, 2. So our decimal goes in between the 4 and the 9 to make our product 14 95/100. And how close is that, right, to our estimate? So 6 5/10 times 2 3/10 equals 14 95/100. Okay, great. Let's do one more example together. Our next example is 2 4/10 times 8 36/100. Let's first make an estimate. Okay, 2 4/10 is closer to 2. And then 8 36/100 is closer to 8 than it is, because that 3 there tells me to round down, to 9. So 2 times 8 is 16. Okay, now remember, when you're multiplying by any numbers, the number with the greater number of digits goes on the top. So here we have 1, 2 digits. 1, 2, 3 digits, okay? So your 8 36/100 needs to go on the top. Okay, times 2 4/10. We do not line up the decimal places. like we do when we're adding or subtracting decimals. It does not matter where the decimal places are in your two factors because we're going to multiply as if they are not even there. Okay, so just be careful as you start multiplying in your ones with the 4. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33. All right, cross out anything you regrouped. Add your magic 0. 2 times 6 is 12. Regroup your 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And 2 times 8 is 16. Keeping very good track of our decimal places down here, and now you can add your partial products. 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 plus 4 is 6. 7 plus 3 is 10. Regroup your 1. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Regroup your 1 again. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Now we know our answer has to be close to 16. Okay, so let's go back and count our decimal places like we did. Here we have 1, 2 starting from the right. So there's 2 decimal places there. In our other factor, we have 1 decimal place there. So 2 plus 1 is 3 total decimal places in our product. Starting from the right, we go 1, 2, 3 decimal places, and our decimal goes between both those zeros there, okay, to show that our answer is 20 and 64 hundredths, which is close to our estimate of 16. Therefore, 2 and 4 tenths times 8 and 36 hundredths equals 20 and 64 thousandths. Today we learned how to multiply a decimal by a decimal using the standard algorithm. Please review the steps while you're going through your Google Doc to help you. Okay, and you can always view these notes on Google Classroom as well. Have a great day.